Welcome to Liberty on Nicotine. My apologies for the allergy-addled vocal cords. We're in the midst of a full-blown pollen attack here in the low country. All right, settle in. You can probably hear it already. The steady clink of aluminum, the low whistle of coastal breeze that just got enough bite to remind you that winter hasn't finally packed its bags yet, and the soft, smug silence of a dog who has contributed absolutely nothing to this project. That would be the Tribble. She's sprawled out like she owns the deed to the sun itself, soaking in Palm Sunday like she negotiated directly with God for premium lighting. Meanwhile, I'm out here building what can only be described as a libertarian-approved agriculture infrastructure initiative, which is just a fancy way of saying I'm putting together a small fence-side vegetable garden with an aluminum tub and exactly 0 permits. And that, folks, is the dream. Now, I've got this CRUX Limitada lit beautiful stick. Smooth, a little bold, like it showed up at the party in a tailored suit, but still knows how to laugh at inappropriate jokes. It's burning steady, which is more than I can say for my patience with this wind. The breeze today isn't violent, it's just opinionated. Every time I line up a screw, the wind leans in like, "You sure about that angle, Chief?" Yes, I am. Step back. So here we are, Palm Sunday, a day of reflection, tradition, and apparently for me, minor construction paired with caffeine levels that would restart a stalled economy. I'm sipping on a coffee-flavored energy drink, which is basically what happens when regular coffee looks at itself in the mirror and says, "You know what? I need a little bit more attitude." It's good, though, tastes like ambition and questionable life choices. As soon as I'm setting this tub into place, getting it level-ish, which is kind of the precision we accept in a free society, I start thinking about agorism. And if you're not familiar, agorism is one of those libertarian philosophies that basically says, you know what, instead of asking permission, I'm just going to quietly build the world I want and let the bureaucracy figure it out later. Which coincidentally is exactly what I'm doing right now. This little garden, it's pure agorist energy. No forms, no committees, no one standing over me asking if my tomatoes have proper zoning clearance. Just me, a tub, some soil, and a mild distrust of centralized authority. You ever notice how the more you try to do something simple, the more complicated the world tries to make it? I mean, I just want to grow a few vegetables, maybe some tomatoes, peppers, something that makes me feel like if the supply chain hiccups, I'm not immediately trading cigars for canned beans. But somewhere out there, there's probably a 47-page document explaining how I should properly intend to grow vegetables. Not grow them, intend to. That's where we've landed. The Tribble just rolled over. Didn't even look at me, just rotated like a slow-moving planet, repositioning herself for optimal solar intake. No concern for yield, no concern for soil composition, no 5-year plan. That dog is living in a pure, unregulated free market of naps. And honestly, respect. Now, as I'm tightening this last bracket, I start thinking about how agorism really isn't about rebellion in the loud, dramatic sense. It's quieter than that. It's not fireworks, it's gardening. It's choosing to operate in spaces where you don't need to ask for permission to exist. It's building systems, small ones, personal ones, that function just fine without a supervisor clipboard hovering nearby. This garden isn't going to change the world, but it doesn't have to, and that's the beauty of it. You take a puff of a good cigar like this CRUX Limitada, and it kind of forces you to slow down. Not in a preachy way, more like, hey, maybe don't rush everything. Which is ironic because I'm standing here with a caffeinated rocket fuel beverage in one hand and a screwdriver in the other. Balance, folks. It's all about balance. Now, the wind kicks up again, strong enough to rattle the fence a bit, and I swear it feels like the weather itself is testing my resolve. But that's all right, because if there's one thing you learn building anything, whether it's a garden, a business, or a life, it's that resistance isn't a sign to stop. It's just part of the process. So sometimes it's just South Carolina being South Carolina. I step back, take a look at this setup. Aluminum tub, secured, soil, ready to go, fence line giving a little protection from the worst of the wind. It's not perfect, but it's mine, and that is what matters. You know, there's something deeply satisfying about creating something tangible. In a world where so much of what we do is digital, abstract, or buried in layers of bureaucracy, there's certain clarity in putting your hands on something and saying, I made that. No intermediaries, no approvals, just effort and outcome. And this CRUX finishing up is just pure heaven and relaxation. And the Tribble now has shifted positions again. I'm pretty sure she thinks that she supervised this entire operation. The dogs, if they could file invoices, I'd already owe her 3 hours of consulting fees. So here we are. Palm Sunday, low 60s, wind doing its thing, cigar burning out steadily, caffeine flowing like deregulated river, and a small garden, built not because someone told me to, but because I decided it should exist. That's the essence of it, really. Freedom isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like this: a quiet afternoon, a simple project, a magnificent cigar, a choice made without asking, and maybe, just maybe, a tomato or two that tastes a little better because of it. All right, it's time to plant something, and maybe, just maybe, earn a fraction of that relaxation that Tribble has already mastered. Stay free. This has been an allergy-battled episode of Liberty on Nicotine. For more content or support, visit libertycrackmedia.com.
Soft smoke curls in the Rio air, hand-rolled dreams beyond compare. No taxes touch this perfect leaf, just freedom's kiss and sweet relief. Liberty on nicotine, wrapped in leaves of gold and green. No man's law can touch this flame. My cigar, my right, my claim. The band plays soft, the night is warm. No bureaucrat can twist this form. Each puff a protest, slow and wise, against the chains of compromise. They'll try to tax, they'll try to ban, but this slow burns in God's own plan. No permission slips, for pleasures are just ash and ember, free at heart. Liberty on nicotine, wrapped in leaves of gold and green. No man's law can touch this flame. My cigar, my right, my claim.